So Jen, I'm gonna walk over here. I'm not gonna walk over here. Scared me, okay? So Jen, I have a gift for you, and I don't know why I have to give it to you. But I found a crow feather here when I walked in, okay? So I don't know if you have a connection to crows or birds or anything like this, but I'm supposed to give you this crow feather, okay? Now, remember what I'm doing with you is I'm translating emotion, I'm translating feeling, okay? What I'm going to describe to you is a male figure around you, okay? And I'm going to describe him to you. He's got, I would say, he's kind of your height. He's got kind of glasses around her face, okay? Did you know your mother's father?
Not very well.
Not very well. Am I describing him?
No.
Okay. So this is what I want you to do, because this feels very grandfatherly. This feels like old world. This could be your dad's dad, or even a great-grandfather. Was your dad's dad like this? Short, around her face, glasses, all of that, okay. So here's an interesting thing. This guy feels to me like he could solve any problem in the world. You put him in front of him, he could just solve it all. But it's like a real chill energy, like real cool. I'm not like, I don't get a big temper, I'm not freaking out. I've just got like, I can handle it. This guy had a lot of faith in himself, okay? Now, an interesting thing is this feels like he would have gone through World War II too, because a lot of this stuff about him, like real cool, like just real cool. And that's what happens when somebody goes through major world calamities, right? Major world stuff. Because if you go through stuff like that, you're not going to be worried about a flat tire. A lot of us, when we get a flat tire, we're like, oh my god, the world's ending. And I'm like, have a lot of anxiety. This guy does not feel like he has any anxiety at all. Okay. Was he actually in World War II? But he would have been of that generation, would have lived through it? Okay, so I want you to imagine, because this is like a big thing for him, okay? You can imagine what people who would have gone through world wars would be like, all right? Now, are you two sisters? Like, what's going on here? No? How do you know each other?
Really good friends.
Just really good friends? So you are like sisters in that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Mom and daughters become sisters once the daughter grows up and they become like that, okay? So here's a funny message for him. Can I get the friend's name?
Jeanette.
Jeanette, okay. And you are again? Jen and Jeanette, okay. So, Jen, don't take any of Jeanette's shit, okay? Give it right back to her, okay? Give it right back to her, because she's got like this trickster energy, and this isn't a judgment, okay? This is like you like messing with people. You do.
Not me.
Yes. Well, not me. No. I love messing with people, and it's like the more I like somebody, the more I'm gonna mess with them. Yeah, joking, right? So this guy likes her, but he wants you to give it back to her. Okay, he wants you to give it back to her. Yeah. Isaac, could you do me a favor? And I was gonna ask you to take this speaker, and if you would put it up on that corner. Do you see like the corner of that railing, if you could please, because like I want to get a little bit closer to Jen, but I'm scared of the feedback. Okay. Yeah, right up on there, you should be able to get it. Awesome. And if you can point it to the center of the room, I think that's going to be better.
That sounds better.
That sounds better? Yeah. Thank you for that. Okay. So, Jen, here's the thing. Your shoulders are overburdened. You're trying to solve everybody's problems. Okay? So, and this is really important because this guy, he's going to ask you to bring his chill energy into your life. Now, oh my gosh. So, your mom? Yeah. So, I'm going to do my best to not swear in the church, but I like it's an adult evening and I swear at my grandmother, okay? What I see moms as, moms especially because they came from one, are the BS hunters. They're always hunting the BS. They're always looking to squash the problems. How can I set the appointment? How can I take care of this? How can I do the laundry? How can I do this? Right? It's not to say that doesn't contribute, but it's really important for you to know that when you can do your best to solve everybody's problems, okay? But if there comes upon you a problem that you can't stop or solve, then this is like the death of a woman that you would have loved, okay? So this is very important. You're gonna want to feel like you could save everybody. And when things happen to you that you can't save everybody, it cannot become a reflection of your own worth. Okay? So I want to ask you, is your mom gone?
My mom.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a woman that he's talking about that you've lost. And it would have felt like you would have felt very responsible for her. Kind of?
That's my kid's grandmother.
Kid's grandmother.
Yes.
Okay. You would have loved her, you would have helped her, you would have done all sorts of things for her. Now think about the BS hunters. The BS hunters of this world, they're eventually going to come across BS that they can't fix. They can't stop. There's going to be a force of nature that comes along. And here you are to do anything to make sure that that wouldn't stop, like that she wouldn't be gone from this world. But there's things that you can't control. Okay? Now he says that you got to take your problems, the things that you're trying to solve, and cut them in half. Like cut them in half. Because you're holding up the world apparently for some adults who should be holding the world up for themselves. You know what I mean? Okay. So yeah, see, Jeanette?
You're speaking the truth.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I want you to understand that his grandfather has the 1,000-foot view, right? He's like on the other side of that little mirror, and he sees you having a hard time breathing because you're trying to solve everybody's problems. Well, remember, there's no judgment when I say this, but you're enabling people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
You're enabling people, so they should be like taking care of their own stuff. Again, no judgment, because the world has taught you to take care of everybody's problems, solve everybody's problems, solve all the solutions, get everything right. If they're under 18, help them. If they're over 18, watch them help themselves. Okay, and that's super cool. Now I say that he's a 20-year-old son and he needs my help. Okay, but I have to enable him to help himself, show him that he's got to help himself. Okay. Oh my gosh, okay. So what this grandfather is indicating to me is that you are helping somebody who's a snot. Okay? Like somebody's like a snot in terms of like he's saying spoiled little brat. Okay? Oh man.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, is the snot here? No. Because we're gonna have to talk. But there's somebody who's kind of like a little spoiled, okay? And you're helping them, and you shouldn't be, because what you're not doing, think about what would happen if you passed away tomorrow, God forbid, right? This person would not have the skills in this world to get through, because they could just go, oh, mom will fix it, somebody will fix it, okay? Now, Jeanette, okay? Well, I know, this is interesting. Well, you could kind of hand it to her, but here's the thing. Because what I can say is between the two of you, there's definitely love. Yes, there's love. Here's why. Here's an interesting thing. Now, I taught our ancestors the umbrellas. Okay? When Isaac and I came into a relationship, he got my umbrellas, I got his. Okay? So this grandfather likes you, Jeanette, likes how you give her shit, just wants her to give the shit back, right? Well, one of those things is like, Jen's just feeling really judged. And I don't think that you want to judge her, you want to help her, but you have this air of having everything all figured out, and you're like giving advice. But here's the funny thing, can I ask you again, remember, no judgment? He's saying to me that your house is dusty, okay? And you have like breathing problems. You don't have breathing problems? Well, you might end up with them. Okay? So is your house dusty? Okay. Well, Jen, is it like an old house?
It is, yes.
It's an old house, okay.
70s, well, it was built in the 70s, so it's not that old.
Oh, that old. But there's something, oh my gosh. So I think what he's trying to say is maybe you need to clean your own house before you worry about somebody else's. And we're going to take that figuratively, right? We're going to take that figuratively. But here's a funny thing. So built in the 70s, is your basement wet?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes? Okay. So is it musty? All right. Do you have any black mold anywhere in your house?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. You don't want to check the wetness. You don't want to like pull stuff away from the walls in the basement, that sort of stuff. Because there's something about your lungs. Okay?
My lungs?
Yeah, your lungs. your ones. Now, this guy is concerned for your well-being, okay? He is. He's just, you're gonna get the ancestors of the people that love you. Jim, he's actually very proud of how well you keep your house. Okay? So, right, yeah, no. I was just gonna joke, but he's like, no, don't do that. Because that would become another problem of yours on your shoulders that you want to solve. Okay? So, here's something else that I want you to consider too, okay? There's something about you being really bored, just really like having a routine, just stuck in routine and needing something that's your own, it's something that you can call your own. Apparently you're one heck of a baker. You like baking? Okay. The reason that I say this is he's showing me these like little cakes, almost like little tiny birthday cakes, like little small ones. There's something about you making stuff and going to like the farmer's market. Okay? So you need something of your own. Alright? Are you creeping up on like empty nest syndrome?
No.
How old's your oldest? Or youngest?
My 15, 13, and
11. Okay, so they're old enough to like contribute, help out, you're not changing diapers. Okay. There's something about, like when I met Isaac at the farmer's market, we got together and we were doing the farmer's market a lot, but there's something that I did with our kid is that we brought him to the farmer's market so he could see what we were doing, okay? Now, your kid's grandmother, this would be your husband's mother? Ex-husband, okay. So here's a funny thing, here's why she's not gonna show up a lot. And this is an illustration of what spirits do, okay? So, spirit goes to the people that need us the most. So if we're taking care of ourselves, right, our spirits are not really contributing much to our life. They're there, but they're not like really baking us with their energy, focusing on our energy. She's really concerned about her son. Yeah, like really concerned about her son. So she's not gonna come here and give you a lot of energy because most of her energy is trying to save this guy. Okay, now, yeah, no, like that's what you're gonna know. Grandpa came in and she didn't come in. Grandpa's coming in and like we're gonna take 5% of her, okay? Now, can I ask you, does your husband have a junior?
Ex-husband?
Yeah, your ex-husband have a junior, like a mini-me?
That's your son.
That's your son, okay, like a little mini-me, okay?
He's a junior.
Yeah, he's an actual junior? Okay, so one of the reasons being is that she's trying to get him, your ex-husband, not to set the same example for Junior.
Me too. Me too.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no. So she's like really trying to get through to him because this kid is now one following his father's footsteps. Okay. It's really important that you get that louder. All right, because I think that you're being too softer, like too soft. I want you to run your mouth. He wants you to run your mouth, but not in a way of like making somebody feel judged. Like you have to make your message louder. So have you ever heard of the sandwich method? So the sandwich method is when you have kids or employees or something and you gotta give feedback, you gotta give them like a positive and then give them the feedback and then give them a positive. Sandwich it between the two things. So when you have to give feedback to your kid, right? Here's an interesting thing. I'm not sure if this kid is driving age or what, but they need him to like not be reckless. And that's an interesting thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like reckless, like they're like it, and like all sorts of like craziness. Just like his father. So when you give him feedback, is to like ways to like be better. You gotta give him feedback in terms of like, here, do this well. You're doing this really well. I love how you're doing this. You gotta work on this. And I really love how you're doing that. Because if we end up just hammering them on the negatives, that's gonna actually accomplish what you don't want. It's pushing them away and making them do more of the thing you're trying to make them not do. Okay? So I have to give you this, and you gotta remember that my work does not include future predicting. But your boy's gonna be okay. Okay, he's gonna be okay. That doesn't mean he's not gonna get beat up, bumps and bruises along the way, but it needs you to kind of bring the like hyper mom thing down a notch. Okay, like he's gonna die. And again, because I'm a kid and I totally understand we've got to be aware of what they're doing. But it's funny, she's doing everything that she can to make sure that he's okay, right? Now she may not be able to save her son from himself, but she's gonna do everything she can to save Junior, right? Oh man, okay. So just a funny thing for this, your ex-husband likes to drink? Yeah, okay. So what you're gonna find is that your kid is gonna go through some experiences where he gets really sick. Really sick. He's gonna try it, he's gonna get really sick. Oh boy, okay, your kid might have like a sugar thing. Like a sugar thing, almost like blood sugar thing where the alcohol's gonna really mess with him. Okay? So that's gonna make him really sick. He's gonna try behind your back, as all kids do, but he's gonna get like I can't even sniff the cap of a bottle of Jack Daniels like that. It's bad. It's bad, because I had that experience in high school, right? So this is what's gonna happen. She's gonna make sure that your kid gets deathly ill. But it's interesting what spirit does in that way, right? You gotta make sure that your kid, when he tries to drink, gets deathly ill, and that's gonna be the lesson he needs to learn, okay? The worst thing is him getting ill. But what I can say is that he will not grow up to be an abuser. All right? And this is important because it doesn't feel like that's what his dad did. Okay, so just need you to know that your energy that you're contributing, definitely helping. She's helping. Okay? Again, with the cake thing, did she make like a lemon cake? Okay, I want you to make some cakes. She didn't bake it all.
She had like a famous birthday cake she would make every year.
Famous birthday cake, so that's why she showed me the cake thing. Okay, do you like lemon?
Yeah.
Okay, make her cake, because this is a funny thing. She's not here to make the cake for you. You gotta make your own cake on your own birthday. Okay, especially if you like lemon cake, okay? Jeanette, here's an interesting thing, because I'm gonna get her, like their ancestors, right? Because Jen wants you to be well. Jen wants you to be well. Her spirits are gonna want you to be well. It feels like you need to rethink your job. Yeah.
I work from home with
Maybe you do, Jen, okay? Or maybe what this is maybe you need to do something like she's doing. Okay? Like, there's a job thing happening. Okay? So again, I'm gonna get my wires crossed a little bit because you guys are this close. Okay? So, this grandmother, okay, you were talking to her when she was in spirit. Like you had conversations with her. Yes, but you stopped. You need to keep going. Okay, like keep it going. Here's the funny thing, did she smoke?
She did.
Yeah, okay, because I'm smelling like cigarette smoke from her, okay? So that's one of the things that you're gonna get out of spirit, is like smells to show you that they're there. She wants you to know that, oh boy, she's really proud of you, but you gotta get a little bit louder with the kids and all the right way, okay? Is it your daughter that's the punk?
Right now?
Yeah, right now? Yeah. That may be just like a teenage thing, right? The thing about running your mouth a little bit more to her, okay? In the best motherly way possible, not like coming down on them. What's that, Jim? Say it.
It's just crazy. You're just nailing everything.
That's what you pay money to come see, okay? Right.
No expectation.
Thank you for that. That's what I needed. It's just that I knew that this person was going to be right here, feeling like there was so many problems on her shoulders, okay? So this is good for everybody to know, because I need everybody to know the law of practicality. I'm gonna use a situation that's coming right up for a lot of us. The presidential election, okay? You know how spirit feels about the presidential election? Just vote and shut the hell up. Seriously, just vote and shut the hell up, because that's the law of practicality. If there's something that's bothering you, you have to ask yourself, what can you do about it? Can you do anything about it? Figure it out. Do it. If you can't do anything about it, learn to live with it or get the hell away from it. Right? So it's this thing about, like, you know how many people are causing inflammation and stress and crazy stuff that happened to their bodies because they're like all wound right up. Red, blue, center, it doesn't matter, right? So many people are like, oh my God, the end of the world. And those people can't even name their local state reps. You know what I mean? It's just amazing to me. So that's something that I would have you sit with, is a law of practicality, right? Knowing that your kids are a force of nature. There are some things that you can do and that you have to do. And there's some things that you're not ever going to be able to fix, and you just have to live with it. That's the law of practicality. So thank you, mentioning that. Okay, because again, remember, wires crossed here. You work from home. Can I ask you, your shoulders and neck all bothering you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you're gonna, have you ever heard of a Shakti mat? So it's gonna be like a little yoga mat, and it's like think bed of nails, handy bed of nails. Anybody in this room who has back problems, I want you to experiment with this. I got mine for like $40 on Amazon. It looks like it's got little white discs on it that have points. They lay on it, and it's gonna hurt for a minute or two. But what it does is it increases blood flow into your muscles. They have neck pillows for your neck and stuff like that. So after the couple minutes, it'll feel wonderful. So you mean this is like acupressure versus acupuncture, but that would be something very good for you. Okay, so just again, probably because you're working from home, probably doing computer stuff or something, and you're like tense in that dominant arm. Yeah, so loosen that stuff up. They really appreciate the presence that you bring to Jen's life. And when I say that Jen has to give you more shit, right? You don't stop giving her. Okay, like that your friendship in a way that you're like messing with her, joking with her, you provide a joy to her, you're a blessing to her. Jen, she's not judging you, you gotta give it right back. Okay, that's important. And that'll give you a little bit of ability to deal with your own stuff, finding that humor, finding that joy in it, because you gotta laugh at it. Okay? Your kid's gonna be all right. Okay? If you have a microphone to the man behind you, please. Not the guy in the blue shirt.